We know feedback is important because it helps us see how we are perceived by people around us, identify what we're doing great, and also what we need to improve upon. However, it's the quality of the feedback that makes it a useful and effective tool to grow and also build our personal brand. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to give and ask for feedback. I'll start with asking for feedback. Depending on the kind of feedback you're looking for, you really want to make sure you're asking the right question, because the quality of the answer you'll get will very much depend on the quality of your question. So whether it's about a piece of work you're sending for review, or you want to develop an idea you've been thinking of, or you're looking for feedback on your strengths and weaknesses, if you ask a question like, "What do you think?" or "Could you give me your feedback?" you might not get a very useful answer. Why? Because these questions are too generic. The person who's receiving the question might not fully understand what kind of information you're looking for. So let's say that you're sending a piece of work to someone. Instead of asking, "Could you give me your feedback?" try something like, "Is the first part of the presentation clear to you? If not, what do you think is missing?" Or, "Are the conclusions of the report too detailed for you? If so, what do you think I could leave out?" You see the difference? When you ask a more specific question, you really help the other person understand what kind of information you're looking for. And also, it shows that you're not just throwing the whole thing at them, you're doing your part as well. Now, let's move on to giving feedback. If you are the one who's giving the feedback, the same kind of approach explained before applies here as well. If you're asked a very generic question like, "Could you give me your feedback?" don't be afraid to ask for a more specific question if you can. Once you know what kind of feedback the other person is looking for, don't just throw something at them for the sake of answering. Think about what you really want to say to them. So, for example, with my clients, I use a 360 personal branding survey that helps them understand external perception, including on their strengths and weaknesses. If in the strengths section they receive a comment like communication, that unfortunately doesn't say very much to them. What does that mean? Good listener, good speaker, in what context? In the same way, if under weaknesses they get a comment like sensitive, what does that mean? Too sensitive? Not sensitive enough? In what context? So you see how giving a very generic feedback doesn't really help the other person. You need to elaborate further. And if you really want to make your feedback useful to the other person, the best way is always to give a concrete example. My name is Veronica, and this is Step Up with V. I coach leaders and entrepreneurs to help them develop a leadership mindset, gain confidence, improve their communication skills, and build their authentic personal brand. I hope this video was useful for you. If you think it can be useful for anyone you know, please share it. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe to receive more videos on career, leadership, and personal branding. Also, leave your comments in the section below and let me know what's your approach when it comes to giving and asking for feedback. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.